Adam and Eve, our first parents, knew God in the Garden of Eden. God spoke to the patriarchs and prophets and gave them messages to share with others. He gave the 10 Commandments to Moses. Later, Jesus Christ, God Himself, came to teach people about God. From the time of Adam and Eve up to today, people everywhere have believed that God exists. Even pagans and ancient tribes have believed in a higher power. They make sacrifices and worship a god or gods whom they see as greater than themselves and as having power over the world. How do we know by reason that God exists? We can use our reason to know that God exists because of 3 main things. 1. The existence of the world. 2. The order and harmony of the universe. 3. The voice of our conscience. How does the existence of the world prove that God exists? The world itself proves God exists because it could not have come into being on its own. 1. Everything in the world had a beginning: people, animals, plants, the earth, the planets, and the stars. None of these could have created themselves. They must have been made by someone who had no beginning. It's no more possible for planets to make themselves than for a watch to build itself. There's a story about the astronomer Kircher, who had a friend that didn't believe in God. One day, his friend saw a globe in Kircher's study and asked, "Who made this globe?" Kircher jokingly replied, "It just made itself." His friend laughed, realizing how ridiculous that sounded. Kircher then said, "It would be far easier for this little globe to make itself than for the huge globe of the earth to come into being by itself." 2. When we see footprints in the sand, we know someone has walked there. In the same way, the universe is filled with signs of a creator. Everything around us points to Him. A candle can't light itself, and even after being lit, it burns out quickly. But the sun has burned brightly for thousands of years and still gives us light and warmth. How do the order and harmony of the universe prove that God exists? They show that there must be a wise designer and ruler who planned everything perfectly. 1. The stars and planets move in their paths year after year. The seasons always come in the same order. Everywhere we look, we see beauty, pattern, and law. The whole universe is governed by fixed rules. If you plant an orange seed, you can be sure it won't grow into an apple tree. Every morning, you can count on the sun rising in the east. At night, you can go to sleep knowing that morning will come again. 2. To say that this perfect order happened by accident, or that the planets guide themselves, would be like saying a car drives itself through the streets without a driver. As the Bible says, "The heavens show forth the glory of God, and the firmament declares the work of His hands." Psalm chapter 18 verse 2. God is the intelligent cause behind it all. 3. Even the pagan philosopher Cicero said long ago, "When we look at the heavens, we can see that they are guided by a being of great wisdom." He also said, "There is no nation so wild that it does not believe in some kind of God." The famous scientist Isaac Newton would even uncover his head and bow when God's name was spoken. How does our conscience prove that God exists? Our conscience helps us tell right from wrong. 1. Our conscience praises us when we do good and condemns us when we do wrong. This shows that there must be a higher lawgiver, someone who gives us this sense of right and wrong and who will reward good and punish evil. As the Bible says, "The fool says in his heart, 'There is no God.'" Psalm chapter 13 verse 1. 2. People who keep denying God's existence, even when the evidence is all around them, are called atheists. Often, they do this because of pride or because they live sinful lives. Jesus said of such people, "They see but do not see, and hear but do not hear, nor do they understand, for the heart of this people has grown hard. Their ears can barely hear, and their eyes they have closed. Otherwise, they might see with their eyes, hear with their ears, understand with their hearts, and turn back to me, and I would heal them." Matthew chapter 13 verses 13 to 15.